Alright, hey guys, Echo here. This is going to be an impromptu patch analysis because patch notes were just released for 6.87. I'm pretty excited about this as I, truth be told, have not been playing a lot of Dota simply because I haven't been enjoying the patch that much. I just don't feel the reason to log on and play like I usually do. But yeah, so I'm really excited about the new patch, so let's jump into it. I'll try to keep this relatively short. Probably not going to do timestamps for time reasons, but yeah. Anyway, let's go. Okay. So first thing, this is also my first look at these. I haven't looked at these before. I opened the hide details thing, but that's it. So reworked ranked all pick. Before the picking phase begins, there's a 15-second voting window. Voting phase to ban heroes, each player for a different hero. Afterwards, half of the heroes that were voted on will be randomly selected and banned. Holy crap. Okay, so that's extremely interesting. So two players cannot vote for the same hero. The game displays heroes as they are voted on, but not who voted. The number of bans is equal to half the number of total votes. Okay. If there's an odd number of votes, the number of bans is randomly rounded up or down. Okay. The number of bans is equal to half the total number of votes. Okay. There's an odd number of votes. Okay. So I like this mainly because, like, my problem with banning in the first place is because if you are a 6K player and you're playing against, any pro player, RTZ Universe, someone like that, and you know that they're spamming Invoker or, Earthshaker offlane, something like that, you can just ban it. And you can kind of disable that player from practicing their hero, so they can't practice that for competitive games. Like, obviously they can practice in scrims, but they can't actually do that. Like, they can't practice the mechanical side of the hero in pubs, which is what every pro player does, or the good ones do anyway. But yeah, so I really like this. I think this is really important that they added bans also, and this will start to quell the Zeus Spectre thing every game. Even if like you don't randomly get Zeus or Zeus like selected when somebody bans him, like let's say he gets through, there's still a chance that he's banned. And also you probably won't have to deal with like Zeus, Spectre, and Bounty Hunter and Omni Knight, or whatever those heroes are for the particular patch, because this patch will obviously have meta heroes as well. That's just how online games work. Okay, so this is really good. I'm really happy with this. I'm really excited to play this actually. Okay, so moving on to a new ability. Each team now has a scan ability available on the minimap UI, so I'm assuming this is used like Glyph, so that there will just be a hotkey for it. That's interesting. Scans are targeted 900 AoE. Wow. This is a game changer. Okay. So basically how this works is if you played League of Legends, it works like Clairvoyance, where you can just target it anywhere on the map, I'm assuming, and you get vision of that area, or you know that there are enemy heroes there. Maybe it'll be like a red circle or something like that. It won't necessarily tell you the location, just by looking at this. But yeah, okay, so just if there are enemies, okay, and the enemies also don't know, so that's good. And it doesn't look inside Roshan Pit, so that's good as well. So what this means is it's like an indirect nerf to heroes that provide vision, like Vengeful Spirit or Nature's Prophet Sprout. Those heroes are good for other reasons, but it's a huge boon to have abilities that give vision as well, so that's pretty big. That's a really interesting change. I'm not. I think it's good because it's not like you have a huge area, right? Like 900 radius is pretty big, or 900 AoE rather, is fairly big, but it's really not that big when you consider like how small it is when you when you compare it to the minimap size. So it's like the minimap is this big, and this is like a tiny little chunk. So it's really not that bad. It's pretty interesting though. I kind of like it. We'll see. Okay. I also forgot to check audio. Oops. Okay, whatever. Going in. So starting HP increase 180 to 200. So minor buff to squishy hero. It's not too big. HP per strength increase from 19 to 20. Thank God. I hated calculating that so much just because multiplying by 20 is so much easier than 19. So that's good. Base mana increase from 0 to 50. That is big. This will likely be a huge change for heroes like Centaur. Depending on if this means that a hero can get an extra cast off, like if they have a very small mana pool and large mana costs like Kunkka, like this could be really big for those heroes. So that's interesting. I'm happy with that. Mana per int reduced from 13 to 12, so that's probably to offset this a little bit and make strength heroes a little bit stronger early, naturally, because they usually have lower int, so that's interesting. Intelligence now increases your spell. Hmm. We League of Legends now. Okay, so this is intelligence now increases your spell damage by 1% per 16 intelligence points. Okay, so this is similar to ability power in League of Legends, which is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but it's cool to see some scaling for spellcasters, sort of. My thoughts on this aren't very developed. Maybe I'll talk about this in the future, but it's interesting and it's very impactful, obviously. Like, well, it's actually not that bad because like it says here, 100 int gives roughly 6% bonus. So that's really not that much. Like it, unless I'm like missing something, you very often don't get much int in games. Like you're not going to be getting, like 300, 400 ints where this would really start to matter. Well, 6% matters quite a bit, but I think you understand what I mean. Spell implication, okay, nothing. Link creep health upgrade increase from 10 to 12. Okay, I don't care. I don't think this matters at all. Yeah, that's fine. Tier 2 towers now do damage. No damage, not the same. Okay, cool. Towers now grant an armor or to allied heroes. That is ginormous. Okay, so it's more important for tier 1s for sure. So it's good that they reduce the armor or amount. So what does this mean? This means that you're able to fight under tower against physical damage like a little bit easier. Doesn't really do much other than that. I mean, like summons are slightly less effective when they're hitting heroes and not the tower. Huh, that's interesting. I don't see the implications of this too much. I might be missing something, but I mean, it makes tower diving more difficult, which is interesting. True sight range reduced from 900 to 700. That's cool. Oh, maybe not cool. It's interesting. This will likely open up a lot of paths for invis heroes. So it's the same as the attack range. Okay, that's good. I like that. So basically, this probably opens up a couple paths. Like one that comes to mind right away is Dire middle tier 1. You might be able to sneak through there now, like without being seen. I'm not sure on that, but well, the attack range is 700, so maybe not. But it will definitely affect mid, where like a bounty hunter is going to gank, and you want to get up very close to someone. So that's interesting. Initial bounty rune no longer gives EXP. I really like this. It was such a gamble, or it wasn't really a gamble because there are strategies you can do and like certain things. But in pubs, it was pretty much a gamble. Like at the start of the game, going for runes. I don't mind gambles. I think that's fine. But like forcing them to do it from the beginning of the game, just based off game mechanics, is kind of silly in my opinion. So this means that like you're not going to get smashed mid automatically if the other guy gets a bounty rune. They'll still matter for sure because 100 gold means a lot. But I like this change. It's pretty cool. Okay, melee hero attack range increased from 128 to 150. Okay, it's impactful, but pretty straightforward. Link creep aggro duration increased from 2 to 2.5. Okay, so this affects the aggro trick mainly. Duration increased from 2 to 2.5. Okay. So basically, the aggro trick just takes more time. I think that's fine. I like it. Okay, melee creep bounty gold reduced from 40 to 38. Okay. I don't care. It's fine. Well, it does matter. Like 2 gold per wave is pretty impactful. So it's like a slight nerf to AoE farmers, pretty much. Any gold over time increase from 1 to 2. So okay, so early creeps are less good, but they're made up pretty quickly. Like after 2 upgrades, interesting. Melee creep experience reduced from 62 to 45. That's pretty huge. Wow. Okay. So this is a lot less EXP per wave. That's interesting. Okay, so this probably makes up for it. So like there's same total EXP per wave. Interesting. Okay. But the range creep matters a lot more. I wonder why they're putting emphasis on the range creep. Like I can't think of any significant reason, other than it being like the sole different creep in the lane. Like it's already a really important creep just based on like how much damage it does. But that's interesting. Okay, so what are the implications for this? So when you deny a range creep, you're now denying 45 experience instead of 20, because like a half of 90 is 45 and everything. So that's interesting. So you're going to want to deny the range creep guaranteed, if possible. You still want to deny melee creeps, obviously, if you're a safe laner, but yeah, I think that's fine. Experience required to get to level 8 and 9 reskilled from 600, 1200 to... Okay, so they closed the gap a little bit here. I'm sure this affects a few different heroes, like mainly supports. I'd imagine this is like impactful on cores as well, but really this just makes it easier to level up, so that's cool. Or it makes it easier to level up from 8 to 9, which is nice. Okay. Okay. But also it makes level 7 harder, so that's... Or level 8 harder, so that's interesting. But anyway, okay. So Ethereal now blocks infight projectiles fully, rather than just ones launched before Ethereal. Ethereal now blocks in-flight attack projectiles fully, rather than just ones launched before Ethereal. Okay, so that's just... I don't think that's a significant change, but it's cool. Okay. Evasion now uses pseudo-random distribution. Cool, I like this. This is super annoying. Like either getting a ton of getting a ton of evades is obviously really nice, but playing against that is not fun at all. It doesn't feel good. Yeah. Okay. Evasion is now calculated on impact rather than launch. So what does this mean? This means that if you solar crest somebody that like has an attack projectile going to them, then they get a chance to evade on hit. So this is a buff to evasion in most cases. Or alternatively, it could mean that like you solar crested somebody and then it expires before the attack projectile hits. So it's just a change rather than like a buff or a nerf. I'd say it's more buff though, because I think that the former situation happens more. Centaur Courser health reduced from 550 to 350. Okay, that's pretty big. That's cool. Makes the magic resist creep easier to kill. Cool. Okay. Centaur Courser armor reduced by 1. Oh, okay, just kidding. The large Centaur camp now spawns 2 Centaur Coursers instead of 1. Okay, it's cool with me. Not much to say about this, but the camp will be harder now, naturally. Maybe a little bit easier for AoE creep or AoE heroes, but yeah. Harder for offlaners. That's good. I want the jungling meta for offlane to like go away, so cool. Or not go away entirely, but I don't want the meta game to be centered around junglers. I fucking hate that. But yeah, okay. Roshan magic resistance reduced from 75 to 55%. Cool. Spellcasters are a little bit more effective. Roshan HP increased from blah blah blah. Okay, I don't care too much. Roshan is harder to do, has more HP. It's cool. Okay, so they also nerfed Roshan experience bounty early game. Pretty cool. Okay. So basically, like Roshan just is not as good to do at level 1 anymore. Like you're probably not going to get level 7 off of it anymore. Or you definitely won't. You'll get 750. So it'll be like level 4-ish, level 5, something like that for one hero. Roshan gives less experience before the 52-minute mark and more after. Okay, so it's a pretty big nerf to the XP from Roshan. He's easier to do, but he gives less in... Well, he's easier to do for magic heroes, sort of. But less beneficial, which is alright. Not too much to say about that, but it is a big change. Okay. Double damage and haste no longer have special rules for being dispelled by spell immunity. I'm not sure what the special rules were, to be honest. Other than the fact that if you spell immunity, if you use BKB or are spell immune, then you pick up a DD, then you're good. Or if you pop DD and then you spell immunity, then you don't have it anymore. So maybe that's what they're talking about. I'm not too sure on this. Cool though. Following buffs are now purgeable. Nightmare, Spawn Spiderlings, Malefice, Cold Snap, Corrosive Skin. Oh, Cold Snap wasn't purgeable? Okay, interesting. Elite movement speed buff. Okay. Cool. I like things being purgeable. Like more things, that's cool. Diffusal is better. Okay, minor adjustments to catch rate mechanics to Reduce overlay long cast range when the target is moving quickly. Okay, so it's a Bane nerf. Fiend's Grip is ridiculous sometimes when this happens. But yeah, okay. Sorry for the dogs. Can't do much about it. Okay. Illusions now benefit from damage block. That's pretty cool. Not a big deal though. It's like good against Tide, Anchor Smash when you're like PL or something and you have a stout shield, but that's about it. They're like slightly harder to kill, but not a big deal. Captain's Mode pick time from 40 to 30 seconds. That's big. 10 less seconds to pick your hero. This is quite a big deal. Okay, bonus time is increased, but overall it's a lot less time. Okay, Captain's Mode adjusted the order of bans in the second phase. First, second to second, first. So what does this mean? This means that the team that is second pick, I'm assuming this is like a second and first pick, so that the team that is second pick bans first. Okay, that's fine. Adjusted the order picks in the final pick phase from second first, so second pick to first second. So the team at first picks also picks first in the last phase, which is good, I think. First pick is a pretty big advantage, so when you take away the chance to like at the final pick of the game, you reduce some counter picking potential. So that's the biggest implication I can think of this, or that this has. Okay, interesting. These teams now, yeah, we just went over that. That's fine. But yeah, so ban first. Okay, pick first. Yeah, okay, so I was right. Remove strong armor type and move effective units to soft unit type, but redeem to basic type. Okay, cool. I'm sure like most people don't even know what this means, which is totally fine. You don't have to. It's pretty useless. Dark Troll Summoner type, attack type from Pierce to Hero, goods. Thunder height, basic to Hero, okay. So I'm not sure how piercing and hero attacking works, to truth be told. Yeah, I don't think it's worth talking about that much, honestly. Like, this won't affect most people. Okay, Dark Troll Summoner, damage reduced from... Okay, it's pretty significant. That does a lot of damage. Thunderhide attack damage reduced. So Ancient stacks are slightly easier. Ancient's Lifestealer is nerfed if you ever want Thunderhide for whatever reason. Chen is slightly nerfed. Really not a big deal, though. Stormcrafter mana pool reduced from 540 to 400. Good. This creep is broken. Same with Satyr Tormentor. Got the same treatment. So now you get 4 casts of the Hadouken or whatever it is. I'm not sure what it's called. The Blast. So this is good. The Tormentor was extremely strong. It's actually absurd. So I'm glad to see this. I think the Harpy Stormcrafter was the Chain Lightning creep, which is pretty strong as well, but it's easier to deal with. Okay. Oh, terrain changes. Holy shit. Okay. So I'm not going to talk about these. I think it'd be better to talk about them in game. So I'm just going to skip over these. New items. Oh my god. All right. Holy shit. Okay. So Bloodthorn. New item formed from Orchid, Chrysalis, and Recipe. Okay. So it gets attack speed and crit. That's really interesting. In addition to like int and stuff. Okay. All attacks on the silence target, including from allies, gain True Strike and a 1.35 times critical hit. Wow. Whew. Okay, so this is big. Like, this is a way for people to buy crit and attack speed and get True Strike if you Orchid somebody. So it's good against heroes like PA if they don't buy BKB, or it's good against like a Jug, for instance, if he doesn't spin and if he goes for a Butterfly before BKB or something like that. That's pretty interesting. I think that would be the main use, would be in those situations. Okay, and I don't think you're limited. Like it's not limited to int heroes at all either. Like this 25 int is really nice, but I don't think it matters as much as the other stats. So it's pretty cool. Interesting. Okay. New item formed from Oblivion Staff and Ogre Club. Okay. Oblivion Staff and Ogre Club. Okay, so it gives strength, int, attack speed, damage, mana regen. Okay, that has a lot of different stuff. Okay. Causes melee attacks to attack twice in quick succession. What the fuck? Alright, your double attack applies a 0.6 second, 100% movement speed / attack speed slow. Okay. Passive only works on melee heroes, thank God. I was about to say, like, okay, so I can just buy this on Sniper and chain slow people. Okay, fantastic. I realize there's a 5-second cooldown or everything, but yeah, good lord. Alright. So, okay. So this is cool. I'm not sure when this would be used, really. So it gives strength, int, attack speed, and damage. So it's like, it's good on most strength heroes, and strength heroes also need some int and mana regen. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like, I could see this being good on Bristleback in a way, just because he has such a small int pool, and he also benefits a lot from the slows. But we'll have to wait and see, like, see how this plays out. But it's an interesting item. I'd imagine it'll be a lot more on strength heroes, or it could be good on int heroes as well. Like you know, for the extra HP. So that's cool. That'd have to be int heroes that right click, but still. Okay. Blightstone, 300 gold, reduces armor by 2 on attack. Okay. Item is used in Desolator and Medallion of Courage. Okay, so they're just adding like a base base armor debuff item. Interesting. I don't think this will be bought too often. Level 1. Maybe like for level 1 Ursh or something, but I don't know. Okay. Fused raindrops. So it gives 0.85 mana regen. Comes with 5 charges. The item is destroyed when it reaches 0 charges. When you receive over 50 magic damage, it procs, consuming a charge and blocking 120 magic damage. The proc has a 4-second cooldown. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay. The item is destroyed when it reaches 0 charges. Okay, so it's really good against nuking heroes, like or nuking compositions in lane. I can't think of any specific example, but maybe like support duos, like I don't know, Shadow Demon Leshrac or something like that. So does it work as in like I take 50 magic damage? Like let's say I get nuked for 75. So you take 50 magic damage, obviously, that's part of the 75. Does it block the rest of the 25 or does it block 75? I'm assuming it blocks 75 in that case, but that's a way to, or something to test. Okay, Windlace, new item, provides 20 movement speed, sold, love it. Okay, available in the side shop. Okay, there's going to be some sick Windlace plays. Buying one before you die, okay. So they're adding a lot of base items for like miscellaneous effects, so that's interesting. I don't see this being bought too often, to be honest. I can't see this being beneficial when boots are much better for, you know, only less than double the cost. Okay. So Tome of Knowledge costs 150 gold. What the fuck? Okay. It gives you 425 experience. So it starts out of stock, increment stock every 10 minutes. Okay, so this is a support item, really. It's probably okay. The first one is available at the 10-minute mark. So really, this is like... I hope you can't give them to allies. That'd be horrible. I'm also assuming that there's only one per team, so that's fine as well. So this is like a buff to 5 supports, I'm pretty sure. Interesting. Okay. Hurricane Pike, new item form from 4-staff, Dragonlance, and a recipe. Okay. Let's see it, Ice Frog. 4-staff, Dragonlance, yep. Okay, 20 agi, 15 strength, 10 int, so it gives all 3 stats in pretty significant amounts. 4 HP regen, 130 attack range for range heroes only. Cool. When used on an enemy, it pushes you both away from each other for 450 units each, and allows you to attack that target without range restrictions for 4 attacks for a maximum of 5 seconds. Wow. Wow, okay. Works normally like 4-staff when used on self or allies. This is interesting. So when used on an enemy, it pushes you both away from each other for 450 units each. It allows you to attack target without range restrictions for 4 attacks for a maximum of 5 seconds. Whew. Range restriction is not removed when used by melee hero. Interesting. Okay, I don't know why a range hero would never buy this, but or not to my knowledge anyway. Who knows? Maybe somebody who can 4-shot people. So basically, what this means is this is a good item for core heroes who right click and also buy 4-staff. So Windranger, Invoker, I don't know if it's actually good, but those are the heroes that come to mind where it would be good. I guess it could be used on sniper as well. Like it gives int and everything, which kind of sucks, but it's not that bad. And also there are some games like if you're playing against Clockwork where Force Staff is really beneficial. So that's interesting. I want to see this. Like cast range 400 when used on enemies. So it's like an anti-gap closer ability. I don't know what you would call that. An escape ability, I guess. Not really, sort of, but yeah. Okay, so this is interesting. We'll wait and see. But like, it's pretty much just range right clickers. You'd buy this in games where like there's a Clockwork or a Lycan or somebody that's chasing you. Maybe not Lycan. You'd want it in games where like the other guy can't just run at you. Again, like he can't just cover the 900 units really quickly. But okay. So bash damage reduced from 120 to 85. Okay, it's fairly significant. Not a big deal though. Recipe cost reduced by 250. Pretty significant. That's good. Abyssal Blade now requires Basher Vanguard. Okay. In a 1550 recipe. Previously provided, yep, okay. Now provides 10 strength, 10 damage, 250 HP. Okay, so it's a really huge damage or nerf. It gives 20 damage to strength heroes, 10 to everyone else. So this is shit tier for damage. Interesting. I think it did need a bit of a change. Well, no, I don't even know if it did. Bash still does a lot of damage, but So what does this mean? This means that it's less good for heroes that want a lot of damage, but it's more of a viable option for heroes who want HP and also want some kind of CC. So you could buy this on pretty much any hero now, right? Like you'd have to buy Basher and Vanguard, which kind of sucks, but like it's a viable late game option for BKB disable for pretty much any hero because it gives so much HP and strength. Like 10 times 20, okay, yeah. So it gives like 450 HP. Unless I'm a huge idiot when it comes to math, and I'm pretty sure it's correct. So 450 HP is like quite a lot, especially when you factor in that like it also has the abyssal stun, so that's pretty good, I think. I think this item is good now. Like, well, obviously it was good before, but I think it's good for like everyone now. It's kind of like a hex in a sense that you can buy it on anyone. Okay, interesting. Okay, they also reduce the mana cost of Overwhelm, which is a stun, and the cooldown. Okay, that's good. That's really interesting. Okay. Aetherland spell amplification reduced from 8 to 5. Great. It's a small nerf. Probably needed it. I think this is a Zeus indirect nerf, if anything. Respawn time reduced from 140 to 120. I don't see why this is important at all. Okay, I don't care. Unholy Strength now grants 5 armor. What? Okay, so this is really big. Like, this doubles the armor that Armlet gives. That's really cool. I like that. I think it needed a buff. Blade Mail now returns damage before any kind of reduction and returns it in the same type as it was received. No longer ignores spell immune enemies. Wow. Okay. So that's incredible. Like, so if a person is BKB'd and they attack a person with Blade Mail on, physically, and they do physical damage, then that person is still, like, the BKB target takes Blade Mail damage. So that's crazy. But if someone with Blade Mail or someone with BKB nukes a target that is Blade Mail, then they won't take magical damage, assuming it's magic damage that's being dealt. So that's really nuts. This is a huge buff to Blade Mail before any kind of reduction. And also, okay, so it's a huge buff to Blade Mail. Now returns damage before any kind of reduction. So this basically means that 25% magic resist that every hero has is just like, it doesn't mean anything to Blade Mail. It's just a huge buff to Blade Mail and a huge nerf to, or not a huge nerf, but an indirect nerf to casters. You're like pretty much forced to buy BKB on Lena now. Otherwise, you just kill yourself. Okay, cool. Or Zeus as well, in a sense, if everyone buys Blade Mail. Like, alright, I'm happy with that. Bloodstone initial charges increased from 8 to 12. Great. This item needed a buff, in my opinion. Octarine, which is a better option in most games, so that's good. Water cooldown reduced from 35 to 25. Great. Don't really care. Not too impactful, but it helps for farming speed. Getting to fights faster, etc. Cooldown reduced from Crimson Guard, cooldown reduced from 60 to 50. Cool. 10 seconds. Pretty big deal. That matters. Have it more often for sieges and stuff. HP regen increased by 2. Okay, so it's just a Vanguard change. Okay, Desolator now requires Blightstone instead of a 300 recipe. So Blightstone was the item that reduced armor by 2 or something like that, so it's cool. Okay. Purge cooldown increase from, oh, 1 sec. Alright. Okay, cool. So Purge cooldown increased from 0 to 2. I kind of like this. I feel like it was a little bit too strong against Omni before. It's cool change. I like that they reduced the cooldown a lot still. But yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry for the Steam messages. Not too much I can do about that one. Okay. Here, 1 sec. Okay. So mana burned by melee range illusions reduced from 25, okay, to 20, 10. Okay, it's cool. Okay, so it's a nerf to PL and other illusion buying heroes that also buy Diffusal, but a buff to just buying Diffusal flat out. So that's cool. I kind of like that. Not too much to say about this, to be honest. Okay, Dragonlance now requires Ogre Club and 2 times Band of Elven Skin. Okay. Okay. Instead of Ogre Club and Quarterstaff. So what does this mean? This means you can no longer disassemble it and go BKB Butterfly, which people didn't do anyway. That was like a kind of a silly prediction that a lot of people had. Okay. What does this mean? It means it gives Agi, so it gives some armor, some attack speed. Not too much to say about this really, except that it's better on Agi heroes now. Like it's more of a viable option. I think that's the biggest change to it really, is that it's better item on Agi heroes now. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So talked about Dragonlance, good stuff. Drum of Endurance now requires Bracer, Ring of Regen. So that's a small one. Windlace, which was a movement speed item. Okay, so it no longer gives int? No, it does. Okay. 700 recipe. Okay, so the recipe gives 700 int. Okay. So it gives HP regen now. That's interesting. I don't see this being too big a deal, other than the fact that it it gives less strength and agi. So that's a big deal. So it gives less HP. So it's better on int heroes now than anything, which is really interesting. I didn't personally like it that much on int heroes, but I know it was really popular. Okay, that's cool. Apologies for the dogs again. Okay, so not too much to say about this really. The HP regen is nice, but yeah. Alright. Yield Scepter now requires Windlace instead of Sage's Mask. Cool. Means nothing, pretty much. Okay. Flying Courier cost reduced by 50. It's very helpful for supports. True Sight Radius reduced from 1100 to 900. Pretty big nerf, actually. That means a lot. Not sure why they would nerf it, but okay, whatever. Okay. Ghost Scepter, Ghost Form reduced from... Ghost Scepter form... Jesus, I can't talk. Ghost Form cooldown reduced from 30 to 25. Okay. Minor buff, cool. Glimmer Cape, mana cost reduced, cool, helpful. Not too big a deal, but it's better on support heroes that have low mana pools. Recipe cost and Guardian Graves increased. Okay, that's fine. I think it needed a slight change. Not really a big deal though, by any means. Okay. Heart Strength bonus increased. Okay, so it's better on Strength cores because it gives more damage now. Gives slightly less HP. No, it gives 50 more HP and 5 more damage on Strength heroes. So that's cool. Okay. Okay, Heaven's Halberd disarm duration on range targets increased from 4.5 to 5.5. Cool. Halberd is kind of... It's a good item, but it's more niche than anything. So yeah, okay. Removed 1 Ring of Regen from Hood of Defiance, so you don't have to buy it. Like, you don't have to fill up the courier with regen rings anymore, which is nice. Okay, small buff, in my opinion. Okay. Recipe costs on Lincoln's reduced from 13.25. Okay. buff to Lincolns as well. The item was kind of underbought in my opinion. I think it's really good, but it's also really expensive, so it's understandable. That's fine. Okay. Energy booster instead of a 900 gold recipe for Lotus Orb. Okay. That's cool. And yeah, because it gives flat mana now, so that's really nice. More incentive for supports to buy it, I think. Especially ones with low mana pools again. Really, a lot of buffs to support in this patch, as you know, it has been for forever. HP and regen increase, don't care. That's nice, but whatever. Mask of Madness buff, because the amplification is reduced from 30 to 25%. It's good. Not still a good item. Not much to say about that. Medallion, yeah, Blightstone, okay. Gold experience rescaled from 50 and 100 to 125, okay. So basically this just means that if you get a D ward at level 1 and a bounty rune, you're not level 2, which is nice. It's like a buff to indirect buff to buying sentry wards because you get more out of them if you get a D ward. That's interesting. Duration reduced from 7 to 6 minutes. That's really big. Okay. But they restock more often and they're less expensive, so it's cool. I'd say it's overall a support buff, which is really nice. Okay, Octarine Core no longer provides HP regen. Mana regen reduced from 100% to 50%. Interesting. Not too impactful though. Okay. HP regen, Perseverance HP regen increased from 5 to 6. Don't care. You don't really buy this item like passively anyway, unless you're building Battle Fury. So it's a buff to, or a slight buff to Anti-Mage, Juggernaut, maybe PA as well, but yeah, not a big deal. Okay, Pipe of Insight removed. Pipe of Insight, barrier, stack limit, duration. Not the biggest deal. Actually, no, it's a huge deal. Okay. So yeah, this is a big deal because when you're playing against Zeus, you can now buy multiple pipes, and the hero becomes pretty useless. Well, not necessarily useless because he makes you buy like multiple pipes, which kind of sucks. But teams will have more options to go high ground now, which is cool. Okay, and you also have the option to team fight against global teams, but I'm not sure how this will play out, but it's interesting. Okay. Okay. Point booster health bonus reduced from 200 to 175, and mana bonus increased from 150 to 175. Slight point booster nerf in my opinion. The HP is really what you buy this item for, but I mean it's an extremely efficient item. Not the biggest deal. Okay, so fine change. Pressure orb, HP regen, don't care. Armor reduced from 3 to 2. 3 to 2, haha. Okay, so that's fine. Only the orb gives armor now. Okay. Okay. Ring of Aquila, armor reduced from 3 to 2. Damage increased from 9 to 10. Not a big deal. The armor is fairly significant, but I don't think it will change too much. Nothing to write home about. Okay. If anything, this really affects like heroes that buy it for the aura rather than anything else. I don't think it's too big a deal though. Okay. Basti, same treatment, so that's fine. HP, Ring of Health, yeah, we can cover this. Okay. Rod of Atos, remove chance to True Strike on the target. Okay, I don't know why they would remove this. Other than, okay, so this is actually because they made evasion pseudo-random. So this is the biggest deal. Okay, so it's a slight Atos nerf. I think it's whatever. Not too much to say. Main chance on Sange increased from 15% to 20%. It's pretty good. Oh, okay, so Maim Slow reduced from 20% to 10% for melee range wielders. Okay, so it's a pretty significant buff to melee SNY buyers, but a nerf to ranged SNY buyers. Okay, and this also carries over to Halberd, so that's cool. And there's a similar nerf for SNY as well. Okay, so cool. Shadow Amulet cost reduced 14 to 1300. Cool, great, fantastic. Silver Edge change, good. Let's see it. This item was kind of weak before, in my opinion, except for specific cases. Okay. So now it provides 30 damage, 30 attack speed, and 15 all stats. Okay. So it's slightly less damage, but 15 all stats instead. So this item is much better on everyone now, pretty much, with the exception of strength heroes, where it's slightly worse. Okay. Good change in my book. I have no issues with that at all. Actually, this is a really good change. Like, now you can buy this on Lena if it's if the game calls for it. You could still buy it before, but it's like much more of a viable buy on heroes like Lena or whoever. So that's cool. Okay. Smoke of Deceit, stock replenish time reduced from 12 to 11 minutes, so more fights more often, more smokes more often. Cool. No longer has a cooldown attached to your hero when used. Okay, so this is cool as well. So supports can just share smokes between people, or between each other, and they won't have to worry about that. Okay, excellent. Soul Booster no longer provides HP regen. I didn't know it did. Mana regen reduced as well. Not okay. Don't care. Doesn't matter too much. Talisman of Evasion, cost reduced a little bit. This is mainly due to the pseudo-random thing. Okay, that's fine. TP scroll, cost reduced again to 50 gold. Holy crap. Alright, they're so cheap now. Okay, I'm down with that. That's very significant, actually, but, it's fairly straightforward as well. Vanguard buff, HP regen. This is because of the Ring of Health thing, so it goes from 6 to 8. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay. Veil of Discord now requires Helm of Iron Will, 2 times Null Talisman, and a 400 recipe, as opposed to the double robe Null Talisman Helm builds. Okay, that's fine. You can no longer build it at the side shop if you get the null tallies, which is fine. I think it was a bit silly before. So now it gives 6 strength, 6 agi, 12 ints. So 6 less int. And that's it. Just looks like it's all the same. Okay, so it gives 6 less int, and it costs about the same. That's fine. It's a slight nerf to end heroes. Hopefully Zeus doesn't just crush every game now with this. It's cool. Vlad's aura reduced from 5 to 4. This is because of the Bassi nerf. That's fine. Okay, now we're getting into the fun stuff. Hero changes. Okay, so Abaddon. Curse of Avernus slow increased from 5, 10, 15, 20 to 8, 12. Okay, so a slight nerf or slight buff at level 1 and 2 and 3, and it's the same at level 4. So that's cool. Nothing much to say about that. Core Abaddon's like slightly better. Support offlane Abaddon slightly better. Cool. Okay. Ancient Apparition, Cold Feet, cooldown reduced from 15/9 to 13/7. So it's pretty much a flat buff. That's good. Cold Feet, damage timing changed from 0.8 to 0, 1, 2, 3. I don't know what that means. No idea what that means, actually. I'm assuming it just does damage earlier, but we'll see. Okay. Arc Warden, Flux no longer slows magic immune units. Okay, that's good. That's pretty broken. There's nothing worse than getting slowed when you're magic immune. It should be like an ultimate ability like Shadow Purge or whatever. Okay. Flux is now purgeable. Great. Flux so reduced from... So it's reduced to level 1, so it's less good in lane. Magnetic Field cooldown reduced from 50. Okay. So that's reasonable, I think. The cooldown was extremely large. I still think the hero is broken, but yeah. Okay, duration increased from 3.5 to... Okay, so it's a pretty big magnetic field buff. Magnetic field only evades attacks done from outside of the field. Ooh, okay, so that's why. So they buffed it so that it's only good against ranged heroes, pretty much. Ranged heroes that are outside the attack. So melee heroes can still hit inside, so that's cool. Okay. Can hit inside now rather than, being able to still. Okay. Spark Wraith mana cost reduced from 100, 110, 120, 130 to constant 80. That's cool. Okay, whatever. Activation delay reduced from 322. They're really liking this. Okay. That's cool. Now applies a point. Okay, the purge is interesting. That's pretty significant in my opinion. So he can now combo a Spark Wraith like with a Spark Wraith pretty much. Like I'm sure you'll be able to do that. Like if you hit the first Spark Wraith, you can get another one off. With the purge. So that's interesting. I'm hoping that Spark Wraith does not purge Flux. That would suck, but I'd imagine that is actually the case, but we'll see. Okay. Damage rescaled from 100. Okay, so it's a nerf at level 1 to a slight nerf at level 4. It's fine. Probably needed it. 150 damage was a ton at level 1. Kind of got the techies treatment here. Okay. Tempest Double no longer has an HP or mana cost. That's ridiculously huge at level 1. Ability item cooldowns now persist on the unit. Huge nerf. You can no longer just BKB Mask of Madness every time you cast Tempest Double, which is amazing. It is so good. I'm glad they nerfed this. This hero needed it. Tempest Double no longer replicates items that drop on death, so Divine Rapier. Yep, this is so needed. I'm so glad they got rid of this. Like, he's still going to be good, but he won't be so good that he can just, like, crush a game if he gets, Midas Necro 3. So this is really good. Okay, so it only affects Gem and Rapier, so it's totally fine with me. And to compensate, they reduce the cooldown of this, and yeah, okay, they reduce the duration as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm totally fine with this. These are really good changes. He's still going to be an insane hero, but he won't be like, he won't break the game, I don't think. Maybe an insanely good Arc Warden player could break the game, but it will not be as easy as playing your Tempest Double with Rapier and Mask of Madness, so that's cool. Okay. Axe counter helix damage type from physical to pure. Okay. That's broken. Not much to say about that. Axe. That does so much damage. Like 90 pure damage is insane. Like so Axe is good against supports with low armor or carries with low armor before, but this is really good. And he also scales really well now. Well, not really well, because like 90 or 180 pure damage really isn't that much, but he scales well against heroes that have more armor. And he's also less affected by items like Mech or Vlad's or whatever that give armor to enemy teams. So that's cool. Okay. I don't know if this will like bring Axe back, but it's certainly interesting. Okay, Bane and Fable mana cost reduced from 95. Okay, whatever, don't care. Call of the Hawk's Day Vision. Okay, Beastmaster. Call of the Wild Hawk's Day Vision reduced from 700. Okay, so big nerf to daytime vision at pretty much every level. That's really significant, actually. And then a slight nerf to the night vision at max level of Hawk. And a pretty big nerf to the level 1, but that doesn't matter as much. Okay, that's fine. I think he needed a nerf, and this is probably the best way to do it. So he's still Beastmaster, he's just like less forgiving, with the vision and all that, so that's fine. Okay, added Scepter to Bloodseeker, grants 2 charges to Rupture with the 40-second replenish. Great. I can't wait to get double ruptured or have 2 people ruptured. Okay, fantastic. Now this is really good with Axe Batrider. If you lasso 2 people and rupture them as well. Really interesting. Rupture cast point improved from 0.6 to 0.4. Okay, that's good. Strength growth increase as well. That's fine as well. Pretty significant actually. These are significant changes. I don't think the Scepter really too much, but the Rupture cast point is nice. The strength growth is really nice. We'll see if he becomes viable and competitive, but I'm not too sure about that. Okay. Shadowwalk mana cost increased. Great. Any bounty hunter nerfs are good in my book. Okay. Replaced Brewmaster. Replaced Earth Brewlings pulverized with Demolish. Deals 150% bonus damage to buildings. Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure what all this means. Okay, so split Earth and Storm damage type from Pierce to Hero. So they do more damage to heroes now. That's pretty much it. The Fire Panda does more damage, and the Windwalk backstab damage is increased at higher levels. I don't think this is that big, to be honest. I could be wrong, but I think this is very insignificant, rather, but whatever. Okay. So Bristleback damage threshold reduced from 230 to 210. That's a fairly significant buff, actually. That's good. Scepter grew range increased from 600, or whatever. I don't care about that. It's still a good item, or it's an okay item, but whatever. It doesn't matter that much. I think the damage threshold is nice, though, and it won't be too big. Okay. Centaur Warrunner, double edge, cooldown reduced from 8 to 6. Okay, so he can nuke more often. That's great. Stampede duration increased from 3.7 to 4. Okay, great again. 0.25 seconds is actually a lot of time to move at max movement speed, especially with an axe. So cool. Not sure if this will bring Centaur back, because he's still kind of a stinky laner. But maybe he's more viable of a position 1 hero now? Like, similar to position 1 axe? Because he does more damage? Who knows? Good to entertain the idea. Hand of God no longer fully heals his creeps. Alright. Uh, that's kind of a big deal. That's a huge nerf, actually. Pretty straightforward, though. Basically, it just means that, like, you have no backup plan if your creep army gets nuked really hard. So chances less good at pushing. It's cool with me. Clockwork buffs, please. Okay, so battery assault damage increased from 20, 40, 60, 80 to 20, 45, 70, 95. Okay, so Clock is one of my favorite heroes, and I'm really happy to see him buffed, so that's cool. Basically, like the value point here at level 3, when you get level 2 battery assaults, is even better now because instead of it being double, it's like slightly more than double. So that is good. So he does more damage with battery assault at higher levels, so that's cool. I like it. I think this will be fine actually. Like he'll be able to jungle a little bit better now, which is cool. Minor cleanup to power cogs, push back distance duration change from 252.84 to 250 0.85. Okay, so pushback distance is 250 now, and the duration is 0.85. So it's like 0.01 seconds extra, and 2 units less knockback. Okay, very insignificant. It's just like it makes it more even, so that's fine. Whew, okay. Crystal Nova cooldown duration or cooldown reduced from 12 to okay, so it's a buff to Crystal Nova at higher levels. It's a really good spell, so it's significant actually. Arcane Aura level 4 self regen increased from 6 to 8. So she just gets more mana per second. That's good. Good CM buffs. She's already a good hero in my opinion, so that's fine. Poison, touch, range increase. Okay, whatever. It's like the spell is good for canceling blink daggers, and that's pretty much it. Or keeping people in combat. So I guess like it's slightly better for that, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, Death Prophet. Spirit Siphon no longer grants vision. Very, very significant, especially mid lane when there are a lot of high ground interactions. Spirit Siphon damage type from pure to magical. Really huge. No longer goes through match spell immunity. Really, really huge. Okay, this hero is not gutted. We'll see what else has changed, but okay. Spirit Siphon damage increased from 20 plus 1, 2, 3, 4% to 25 plus 1, 2. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. So the damage is roughly the same with base magic resistance. So this is to negate the changes earlier. So it's just like the spell is not good against spell immunity anymore, but it's about the same as it was before. For people who aren't spell immune, and also they increase the duration, so that's fine. Buffer range reduced from 300. Okay, that's fine. Base strength reduced as well by 1, which it doesn't matter a little bit. But the big change is that it no longer grants vision, Spirit Siphon, and it's magical damage, so it doesn't go through spell immunity. So this is a really big nerf. It at least lasts a little bit longer, but yeah. Still a good hero, for sure, but yeah. Less good against, everyone now. Okay. Disruptor kinetic field AoE increased from 325 to 340. Okay, that matters. Not bad. It's easier to catch people now. Easier to execute combos. Not a big deal though. Dragonite, breathe fire attack damage reduction reduced from 20, 25, 30. Oh, increase rather. To 35% flat. Wow, that's really big in lane. So 35% less damage whenever you get breathe fired. Breathe fire attack cooldown. Rescale from 12 to. Okay. Okay, that's cool. So it's slightly worse at level 1 in regards to the cooldown and slightly better at level 4, so that's fine. I don't know what the duration of the attack damage reduction is, but it increases the uptime of that, which is cool. Then base damage increased by 4 as well. That's good. I think he needed it. He needed a boost to his laning for sure. Drow Ranger, Gust cast point improved from 0.4 to 0.25. Great. Easier to do reactionary like cast points or cast Gust casts now, so it's cool. Okay. Earth Spirit, Boulder Smash, knockback speed reduced from 1200 to 900. That's pretty significant. That actually, it's much less fast now, so it's cool. Movement speed reduced from 305 to 295. That is huge in my opinion. You're gonna feel that in game if you play Earth Spirit. I don't play him personally, but yeah, he's very slow now, comparable to CM and other heroes. That's cool. I think he needed it, to be honest. Like the hero was just, even with all of the nerfs in 6.86, he was too powerful. Okay. So Earthshaker rework Scepter on Earthshaker. Let's see it. What is it? Enchant Totem becomes a 900 range ground target ability. Causes you to jump in the air, land at the target spot, casting enchant totem there. Self-casting the ability will make it behave in the original form without jumping. Okay, Ice Frog. So Earthshaker now has a 900 range blink and stun. I don't even know what to think of this. It means that Core Earthshaker actually could buy an Ags first. Maybe. I still think Blink is like way better, but it's a possibility. I think buying an Ags is legitimately viable now, but maybe not first, maybe after Blink. Just because it gives you 900 range to stun somebody without using Fissure. This also probably changes up his max range combo, which was pre-enchant, then Fissure, then Blink hit, then enchants and hit, and then Echo, then hit, and all that. So it might change that up. Wow, that is interesting. Okay. That got a legitimate smile out of me, though. That's surprising. All right. So moving on. Elder Titan, Echo Stomp damage increased from 80. So slight increase, level 1. Pretty slight increase at max level as well. 50 extra damage, that matters, but not too big, honestly. It matters with Natural Order, like his passive, so it's actually more damage than it seems like, but yeah. Okay, Echo Stomp grace period for waking up units with damage increased from 0.65 to 0.8, so that's kind of nice. It means that your sleeps are harder to interrupt on accident. Okay, Enchantress nerfs. Impetus damage reduced from 15, 20, 25 to 14, 18, 22. Okay, I think that was needed. Then Impetus max damage reduced from 200, 2500 to 1750. Okay. So these are pretty significant. I think the hero just did too much damage from a support role. So this is fine with me. Like, you shouldn't be able to just crush the enemy team as a support hero, like with damage. Like, crushing them with CC, or like setting up kills is fine if you're skillful, but you shouldn't just be able to right-click from, like, 1100 units away or whatever the fuck it was, and just kill the enemy team by yourself. Like, that was so stupid. Okay. That's good. Enigma, fixed demonic conversion, not working on Beastmasters, Warhawk, great. Faceless Void, time lock cast range increased from 625 to 675. Pretty significant, actually. That matters quite a bit. 50 extra range is good. Cast point increase as well, though, by 0.1. Slight nerf there. Okay. Time dilation cooldown increased from 36 to 40. Okay, so that's significant. 4 seconds is a lot of time, especially when you're dealing with time dilation. And units that affect the cooldowns of other heroes, so that matters. Slow rescaled from 7-8, okay, whatever. Time lock no longer deals double damage inside Chronosphere. That is really significant. They also buffed bash the time lock damage in response, so it does more damage outside of it. And Scepter no longer increases Chronosphere's duration. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that right-clicking Void is much worse than it was before. Well, sort of. It's like less good with Chronosphere, which it wasn't that good anyway. So I don't think this will affect the way Void is played, to be honest, at all. I think these are actually like non-changes in a sense. Like they matter and they're gonna like affect his stats and everything, but they're not gonna change his playstyle at all. Okay, Gyrocopter. Rework Scepter on Gyrocopter. Let's see it again. Adds a side gunner. Fires an attack automatically at random enemy units within 600 AoE every 1.4 seconds. Same firing rules as Rocket Barrage, but does not attack while invisible and is disabled by break. What the fuck, man? Alright. Fires an attack automatically at random enemy units within 600 AoE every 1.4 seconds. So I have so many questions, like, how does it select the random enemy units? Does it attack all enemy units? Or just, like, random ones? Are they treated as normal attacks? Do they use your damage or just your base damage? Like, give me more. What's going on here? Then base damage reduced by 4. Okay, that's confusing. I don't know why they would nerf this hero, but alright, whatever. Okay. Huskar, Berserker's Blood, max attack speed increased from 196 to 200. Okay. Not very significant in my opinion. Hero still sucks. Okay. Except for Inner Vitality. That's still an insane spell. Okay. Invoker. Invoked spells cast point increased from 0 to 0.05. So it's slightly more difficult to combo, but really not a big deal. Cold Snap is now dispellable. Great. I thought it was before, but I guess it's not now. Okay. Ghost Wall cooldown increased from 35 to 45. Great. Tornado Vision reduced from 600 to 200. That's extremely impactful. So it only gives you vision of what it's going to hit, not like what it could have hit if you adjusted. So that's really huge. Okay, Force Spirit health mana changed from Exort Quas to Quas Exort. Okay, that's fine. I don't know why Force Spirits have mana to begin with, but that's cool. So now your Force Spirits will not get healthier, or they will not get more health when you increase your Exort, which is nice. Now they'll be easier for supports to deal with. You won't just get like mowed down. You can clear them actually, so that's cool. Still got the damage though, so he still is Invoker. Then his base int is reduced by, wow, okay, so it's reduced by 6. Okay, so that's actually huge. I don't know what this means. The base damage increased accordingly to remain the same. Oh, okay, so his base damage is fine, but he has less mana to work with early on. That's basically what it means. Less mana and mana regen. Okay, so that's cool. Pretty significant nerfs, in my opinion, but still an insanely good hero. Okay. Jakiro Macro Pirate distance increased from 900 to 1400. Wow. Okay, so that's really long. That's what she said. Macro Pyre is no longer unit targetable. Okay, don't care. Macro Pyre scepter duration increased from 20 to 30 seconds. What the fuck, man? Alright. So Macro Pyre scepter basically lasts 30 seconds and it covers like 2200 units, something like that. It's pretty insane. It's really good. Well, I mean, it's not really that good, honestly, but it basically, like, this means that Ag Shakiro is the king of controlling Roche, unless, you know, you're playing against 5 BKB heroes or whatever. So that's interesting. Okay, Healing Ward now follows Juggernaut by default. Great, don't care. Keeper of the Light movement speed increased from 315 to 335. Alright, so this hero moves so quickly now. He has Ench's movement speed. That's pretty nutty, actually. He moves really quickly now. He's going to be a pain to deal with in lane. Still dies if he gets stunned, but it's harder to get him stunned in the first place. Okay. Oh, Kunkka buffs, my hero. My favorite hero. Alright, so let's see. Torn damage is now dealt evenly over 8 ticks. So before it was basically like half of the damage was dealt. It was dealt like within the first half of the duration, and then it was 5 ticks after that. So now it's 8 ticks, and it's just even. So that's cool. Okay, Torrent stun duration increased from 1.53 to 1.6. Okay, not too significant, but it does matter. Mana cost on Torrent reduced from 120 to 90 up to 120, so that's fantastic. You can combo at level 2 much easier now. Level 3 as well if we get level 2x, which I do always. Base armor increased by 2. Alright, so this makes me really happy because now Kunkka can actually trade with people in the offlane. Like if you're playing against a dual lane, before it was actually difficult to trade with people. Like you have good stats, but your armor was like 2. So it really wasn't that good. But now like 2 extra armor is huge. Now you're actually able to trade with the Lion, which is amazing. I'm going to start playing this hero offlane again. And I'm really excited about this. Okay, cool. Okay, so we were at Kunkka. Pretty good changes in my opinion. Happy with that. One of my favorite heroes, yeah. Alright. Legion Commander dual no longer disables disarm or ethereal states on either target. This means that Hexa units won't attack during duel. Oh, that's a good change. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Dual Scepter duration increased from 4.75 to, okay, whatever. I really don't think that matters at all. Okay. Frostblast and Chain Frost slows are now independent debuffs, so this means they'll slow stack with each other. That's really big. Which just slows people down. That's really it. Chain Frost no longer jumps 2 zombies. Okay, that's a good buff as well. Well, sort of. In certain situations, it could be bad. Like if it's 1 zombie and 1 hero, it could be an issue. Like you'd get less damage, but still good changes in my opinion. Yeah, cool. Okay. Infest can now only target Ancients with level 2 and level 3. Thank God. Oh, I didn't have my webcam on. Okay. Okay, so webcam is not working. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on here, but whatever. That should get the job done. Okay, so yeah, Here, I'll try to get it working actually. Right. Okay. Okay, didn't work. So on with the show. Okay, so this is it. The Lifesteal Ancients thing where you just go offlane or support and you get an Ancient and you farm out the Dragon Creep was super annoying. There wasn't much anyone could do about it really, like except really early physical damage dealers like Clinks. So I'm glad this is out of the game. It's still viable, but yeah. Strength growth increased from 2.4 to 3. That is really huge. That's a lot of HP and damage for him. That's very significant in my opinion. Okay. Spirit Bear's Entangle now uses pseudo-random distribution. I thought it did before, but okay. So that's cool. It's easier to get roots now. Or it's more reliable anyway. So he needed that in my opinion. Battlecry damage reduced from 90 to 70. Okay, so it's... Yeah, so it's about a 20 nerf. Or 20 damage nerf at all levels. That's totally fine for me. Really, it's more like 40 damage because the hero and the bear don't get increased damage, so that's good. Okay. Luna Agi growth increased from 2.8 to 3.3. Significant. She does more damage, more armor, more attack speed, all that stuff. Probably won't make her a very popular pick, but still really good. Okay. Magnus base HP regen increased from 0.25 to 0.75. Base damage increased by 4. So he's better in lane. That's pretty much it. He needed that, to be honest. Like, his laning phase is really weak. Which it should be. He shouldn't be very strong in lane. Otherwise, his hero would be really stupid, but this will make him a little bit better. Okay. Medusa Stone Gaze damage amplification increased from 30 to 50. Okay, so 50% at all levels. That's good. Duration rescaled from 6 to 5, 6, 7. Good as well. Better level levels, worse at level 1. And slow reduced from 50 to 35%. Okay. So Stone Gaze is better when you have more teammates who do physical damage, and it lasts a bit longer. Okay, so good. Doesn't fix the issues with the hero, though. Meepo base damage increased by 4. That's pretty big. He's better in lane, and this applies to all of his Meepos, so yeah. He's better at jungling early, better at laning. Yada yada. Okay. Mirana added Scepter. Okay. Passively triggers Starstorm every 8 seconds. If there are no units to affect, the spell waits until there is an enemy nearby. Does not trigger if the enemy does not see you. Okay, so you don't have to worry about like revealing yourself when you're moonlighted. Okay, passive procs are disabled by break. Okay, so this is kind of like Gyro's thing that he had earlier. That's kind of hilarious. I guess like these passive damage over time abilities are good when you're CC'd. That seems when it's best to me. That's still really odd though. I don't know. I don't see this being that good. I guess you could like walk up or leap on somebody, Starstorm them, then cast Starstorm and it does a lot of damage. But I don't know if that's worth it. Who knows? Maybe it is. It could be. It's probably pretty good actually. Let's see. Okay, replicate damage dealt increased from 50% to 80%. That's ridiculous. That's so much damage. This means offlane Morphling can do a ton of damage now, actually. Okay, that's cool. So dual core lineups with Morphling are a thing. Hybrid cooldown reduced from 120 to 70. Okay, that's a pretty significant buff. I don't think anyone's ever going to buy it, except for offlane Morphling, maybe. That could be a thing. But we'll see. That's very significant, though. That's cool. Okay. Nagas Iron, mirror image, illusion damage increased from 20, 25, yada yada to, okay. 5% buff at all levels. That's good. Hopeful. She farms faster now, does more damage. Song of the Siren Scepter regen increased from 8 to 10%. Pretty significant. It lasts for 7 seconds, I think, so 2%. Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe it's okay for support Naga, but it's still iffy. Potentially good item though. Song of the Siren now affects units like golems. Unless this means magic immune targets, I don't care. Nobody cares if the golems are asleep or not. If it means magic immune targets, then that's extremely significant, but I won't assume that it means that. Figured it would be stated more clearly than that if it was. Okay. Nature's Prophet nerf's good. Bounty increased on Trance from 14 to 18. Okay, totally fine. It needed that. He needed a better reward for killing Trance. Trance vision reduced from 100 to 800 to 500. Also really good. The hero just like he did too much. He could push, fight, scout, split push. Like he could do everything. So he needed some kind of nerf. So this is good. The vision is actually extremely impactful. Okay. It's like he had mobile wards before, like every 30 seconds or whatever the cooldown is, he spawns like 5 wards, which is pretty significant. Okay. Get tired. Reaper Scythe. Necrophos's Reaper Scythe respawn time penalty reduced from 30 to 10, 20, 30. Okay, that's fair. It was extremely good at level 1 for no reason. Like, it's just weird. And to compensate for this, they increase the damage on it from 0.4 to 0.6. So I'm not sure on the exact numbers, but it's similar, like it does similar damage at level 2. This patch, like it does at level 1 this patch, Scythe does, or the damage factor is increased to the level 2 of last patch, if that makes sense. So it's significant actually. It's still the same at level 4, but yeah. Okay, Nyx Assassin fixed Spike Carapace not preventing damage when a spell immune attacker damages you. Okay, that's helpful. Not the biggest deal, but it is helpful. Base HP regen increased from 2.5 to 3.5 because, you know, why not? Hero needs to have more regen. He just needs it. So that's fine. Okay. One of my favorite heroes as well. Like, he's my favorite offlaner, or one of my favorite anyway. So I'm happy to see this. That double mango build is still going to go strong. I'm extremely excited to play that. Okay. Omni Knight Degen Aura no longer pierces spell immunity. That's significant. I'm not sure I have anything to say about that, but yeah. Okay. Added Scepter to Oracle, reduces Purifying Flames cooldown to 2.25 seconds, or to 1.1 second, and lowers cast point from 0.3 to 0.1. Okay, so this guy does like insane healing to targets that are false promised, and insane damage. That's probably good, honestly. I don't know how you would ever get an Ags on Oracle, but pretty interesting. Okay. OD nerfs, I hope. Arcane Orb Intelligence Seal reduced from 2, 3, 4, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's back to what it was originally. It's cool. Much needed. That hero is just a nightmare to lane against. And it also increased the mana cost, so it's cool as well. Cast range on Arcane Imprisonment. Oh my god, okay, that's huge. It halves the range on Astral. Okay, so this is really impactful because this means that like OD safe lane can't set up for supports ganking nearly as well. So like the thing about OD was that he was so good at laning against most heroes if he got a level advantage, and he was so good at level 1 because he has 450 units to astral you, and if you get astraled, like that gives time for Lion or Leshrac or like some other stunning support to run up to you and get a stun off. So the fact that he can't cast it like as far really matters. It's still good at level 4, but that's not when it was important. So that's really cool. I like this. Okay, so I'm glad to see OD nerfs. That hero is a piece of shit. All right. Phantom Assassin. Stifling Dagger now does a real physical attack for 60 plus 25% to 70% of your attack damage. Wow. Okay. Now, is this on top of the extra damage that I gave it before? So Stifling Dagger can crit, so that means like this spell can do a ton of damage potentially. And also, is it pure damage? Is it physical damage? Like, what's going on here? Turn rate also increased from 0.4 to 0.6. That's significant, actually. She turns much more quickly now. Okay. Yeah, that's... I don't... All attack effects work and behave as if your hero performed them. So that's cool. I mean, I don't know if this will change her issues. PA is like a weird hero because she's on the edge of being really good, but she's also really shit at the same time. Like, she just doesn't get results, but like she's theoretically good. So I don't know. This is interesting. Okay. Phoenix Supernova Scepter now also increases the number of attacks needed to destroy the Supernova to 7, 10, 13. So it's 2 more attacks at level 3. 2 more attacks at all levels, rather. Okay, that's fine. I don't think that's really that good, but it's another option for Phoenix, I guess. Okay, Puck increased illusory orb speed by 1. That's not much by 1. As in, like, okay, so it travels at what, 900 or 500 or whatever. And now, okay, whatever. I'm gonna ignore that. I don't know what it is. Pugna, Netherward now treats illusions as creeps for hit count calculation. Okay. I don't know how Netherward treats creeps, so I can't answer that. I'm assuming it's weaker against illusions now or something, but I don't know which illusions cast spells. Okay, whatever. Razor static link break distance increased by 100. Okay. Static link break distance increased by 100. So I'm assuming that the distance required for static link to break is increased by 100. So that's a buff? Pretty sure? Okay. Ricky added to captain's mode. Cool. Blink strike damage increased from 20. Okay, so it's increased significantly at level 1. 40 at all levels, but that really matters. Like that's triple the damage at level 1. It's really significant. Wow. Tricks of the Trade cast point improved from 0.4 to 0.3, and the cooldown reduced from 40 to 40, 35, 30. Okay, so that's interesting. I think roaming Ricky is a thing. Like the hero's just so good at ganking heroes that have like gap closers to escape. I think he's amazing against Quap, amazing against Storm. We'll see though. Okay. Rubik Fade Bolt damage increased from 70, 140, 210, 280, 275, 150, 225, 300. Okay. Slightly significant, but not really. Better at level 4. Okay. Turn rate increased. No field increased from... So it's no field is a really good value point now. It's 10% magic resist, which is nice. Okay. They're just like quality of life buffs for Rubik, really. Like they just tweaked his numbers a bit. I think he's still an okay hero. We'll see. Probably not going to be too significantly changed, but yeah. Also, mid Rubik is not a thing still, so it's fine. Okay, Senking. Sandstorm max channel time rescaled from 20, 40, 60, 80 to 50. Okay, so level 1 Sandstorm is really good now. Or it's like, viable now. Because before you didn't have enough time to kill the creeps before your Sandstorm ran out, and the cooldown was so long that it didn't matter. Or that you couldn't use it again before going for the stack again. So that's cool. You can probably jungle with Senking now level 1, which is really good. Pretty impactful, actually. Okay. Shadow Demon. Disruption illusion damage increased from 30, 40, 50, 60 to 30, 45, 60, 75. Disruption illusion damage. Okay, so that's good later on, or better later on anyway. Soul Catcher cooldown reduced from 13, okay, by 3 seconds. So just like some slight number tweaks to Shadow Demon. I really like this hero. I think he's really fun and really strong. He's slightly better against cores now, which is interesting, but yeah, okay. It's fine. Shadow Fiend, Requiem of Souls, damage lines, travel distance, rescaled from 975, okay. Don't care. Doesn't really matter in my opinion. It's like evening it out. Okay, so starting with increase from 75 to 125. Okay, that's cool. So it's slightly easier to hit max damage Requiems now. That's nice. And with rescaled from 400, 425, 450. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Probably easier to hit longer range Requiems, but not like significantly, just getting 1 or 2 ticks. Okay. Scepter now also increases Necromastery max souls from 15 to, okay, so 36, 46 at max level, which is what matters. So it's fairly significant, but I still don't think you would buy an Ags. Maybe like Caster Shadow Fiend is viable or something, but who knows. It's not really my hero, so I can't speak about him, but yeah. Okay, Shadow Shaman, Mass Serpent Ward, splash mechanic reworked, now deals 75% splash and 175 AoE. Okay, so the numbers don't really matter to me. So it does 75 damage, or 75% splash damage in 175 AoE around that target, I'm assuming. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so it's a buff to Shadow Shaman, I'd say, because it's more consistent damage. In most cases, anyway. It's a slight nerf at really short distances, but that's okay. Okay, Silencer, this hero needs buffs probably. Last Word no longer slows. Arcane Curse base duration reduced from 7 to 6. Okay. That's fine. Arcane Curse now slows movement speed by... That's really big. Now slows movement speed by 9 to 18%. Cooldown increased from 18 to 12 from 20. Okay. And Glaives are given slightly more damage at level 1, less at level 4. So Curse is now an insanely good spell, now that it slows. That is his old Curse of the Silent ability. So basically, like, whenever you cast a spell, the duration is refreshed, yada yada, you get slowed. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Last Word is, like, significantly weaker, but Curse is significantly stronger, so interesting. Maybe we'll see more support Silencer because of this, now that he can, like, set up kills, but who knows. Okay. Skywrath Mage Mystic Flare Scepter duration increased from 2.4 to 12 seconds. What the fuck? Alright. So the cooldown is also increased from 2010-0 to 2010-5. Alright. So Scepter is actually probably pretty good on Skywrath Mage now. Maybe not. It still seems gimmicky, but it's 12 seconds of insanely high damage is crazy. You can actually like use this as an area denial spell now because you can't like 12 seconds is a super long time. That's longer than Fissure. So that's cool. Okay, Cypher shrapnel damage increased from 12, 24 to 36, 48 to 15 to 60. Okay, that's a significant buff. It does a little bit more damage, easier to farm on Sniper now. That's fine with me. Okay, Spectre, Spectral Dagger, slowed, no longer goes through spell immunity. Fantastic. That was so stupid. The path can still follow them, but yeah, okay. Haunt cooldown increased from 120 to 140, 130, 120. Okay, that's fine with me. She's worse at level 1 and 2 Haunt, so that's cool. That was when she was most annoying in my opinion. Haunt illusions are no longer unstunnable. Okay, cool with me as well. It's easier to tell if you're on the right one. Even if you mess up your spells. Agi growth reduced from 2.2 to 1.8. Okay. These are reasonable in my opinion. I think the Haunt cooldown is the best one. I like that one most. Okay. Storm Spirit Ags. Electric Vortex 475 AoE ability around your hero. That's interesting. 1 second, I'm gonna close my door. Sorry about the dogs. Okay, so requires vision over the units to affect them. I don't think this is important. It's cool that Storm has AoE CC. Maybe he'll be used a little bit more because of this, but I highly doubt it, to be honest. Okay. The hero still has like mana issues, so who knows though, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, Sven, base movement speed reduced by 5. Significant, not a big deal though. It's like a bigger deal for Sven than most heroes because he needs to run at heroes to hit them, but yeah. Okay, Terrorblade base armor increased by 3. I think this hero already has insane armor, right? Like he has really high agi. So that's pretty significant. I think he's just like, he has 10 armor or something at level 1 now, right? Okay. Not much to say about that, really. It's better linear, but still has tiny HP pool. Okay. Timbersaw Whirling Death debuff duration increased from 11 to 14 seconds. That's significant. I think the cooldown is 7 seconds. Or the cooldown is 7 seconds? I don't know, something like that. So, okay, that's big. Reactive armor, regen and armor per stack increased from 1 to 1.6 at max level. That's significant as well. Okay, so nice Timbersaw buffs. I don't think this will put him like over the edge by any means, but it's good. Thinker rearm mana cost reduced from 125, 100, okay. It's fine, doesn't matter. Rearm can no longer refresh Pipe of Insight. That's because of the pipe being able to be stackable now, which is good. Base int increased from 20 to 27 to 30. Okay, it's significant. Quality of life stuff really. Like some number tweaks. It's fine. I hope we see a little bit more Tinker. I don't like that he's not out of, or that he's out of the game completely, but I don't want to see him like as a meta hero, you know? Okay. Nature's Guise tree search radius reduced from 375 to 350. Okay, clearly needed a nerf. I'd imagine there's something to compensate here. So Nature's Guise tree search grace duration reduced, movement speed increased. Okay, so he runs much more quickly at level 1 and 4 than before, and then Leech Seed cooldown reduced as well at higher levels. Okay, so these are, I think it's overall a trait buff. Like, he's slightly harder to play, but he's still better, so that's fine with me. He runs faster through the jungle, so it's easier to deward and stuff. That's cool. Okay, Troll Warlord. Range whirling axes, cooldown reduced from 20k, so not too big. Does matter though. Forever max stacks increase from 6 to 7. That's a big DPS buff at max stacks, so that's cool. Don't have much to say about the hero though, to be honest. Okay. Tusk Walrus Kick cooldown reduced from 12 to 8. Don't care really. I think it's an interesting ability, but I don't think it's that good. Well, it's usable, but I don't think people have used it well enough yet. In order for me to talk about it really. Kick damage increased from 200 to 350. Okay, so now it does like 350 physical damage or 350 magical, whatever it is. So that's significant. I'm still not sure if you buy the item, but it's interesting. It's probably good against like Medusa and Wraith King, but or like other immobile heroes, but yeah. Okay. Tombstone now treats illusions as creeps for a hit count calculation. Okay, great. Vengeful Spirit, Magic Missile Stun rescaled from 1.5 to 1.45 to 175. Okay, so it's a slight nerf at level 1, slight buff at level 4. That's fine. Okay, Viper, poison attack is no longer an attack modifier. That's pretty big. Okay, so now you could buy like Scotty Viper. That'd be interesting. Also, lifesteal works. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Cool. I think that this is a good change for the hero, actually. He's kind of in a bad place, in my opinion. Okay, Visage, Gravekeeper's Cloak recharge time reduced from 4 to 3 seconds. Okay, that's fine. Minimum damage threshold increased from 2 to 15. Okay, also really good. Stoneform Stun delay reduced from 1 to 0.85. Okay. Yeah, number tweaks for Visage. That's good. It's a fun hero. I like seeing him played. Like playing against him, like playing him. So, cool. I'm glad. Okay, Warlock, Shadow Word cast range increased from 500 to 525, then 750 at max level. That's significant. Range is actually an issue for this hero in a lot of cases, so it's cool. Fatal Bond's cooldown reduced from 25 to 24 to 18. Okay. That's significant, actually. Fatal Bonds is a really good spell. Flaming Fist damage changed from 40% chance for 80, 15, or 115, 150 to 100% chance for 40, 50, 60. This is a damage buff on the golems. Not sure what it means, though. I guess it's 100% chance for bonus damage, but not sure. Okay. Weaver. Time-lapse now destroys projectiles. Time-lapse Scepter cooldown reduced from 20 to 16. And Weaver now loses unit collision immediately when casting Shikuchi rather than after fading. Okay, so time-lapse destroying projectiles is huge. So this means like if you get Venge stunned, or Venge cast stun on you, and you time-lapse, then you destroy it, which is really nice, because before it would follow you, and it was a pain. Scepter cooldown reduced from 20 to 16. That's actually significant. Like, that item is good. You saw it used by, who was it? It was Ditura's team. Like, way back in the TI 5-4 qualifiers, something like that. But yeah, either way, I think this item is actually underrated. It's pretty good. Then the unit collision is just like quality of life thing. It's interesting, but not the biggest deal. But these are good buffs for Weaver. I like them. Okay, Hero's pretty strong in my opinion. Okay, so Winter Wyvern. Added Scepter causes Arctic Burn to be a toggle and drains 40 mana per second. Activation mana cost is the same as the current. Okay. No longer has a limit on number of attacks per target. Okay, so you can basically just like get Scepter on Wyvern and just keep attacking people and like keep refreshing Arctic Burn, which is hilarious. I don't know how viable it is, but okay. Then Winter's Curse cooldown reduced at all levels to 90, which is significant. Still a niche hero in my opinion. Still really good against right-clicking teams, not so good against anything else. That's fine. Wraith King, Mortal Strike now does a critical hit for double the value when attacking non-heroes. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so Wraith King's farming speed is ridiculous now. When he crits, now does a critical hit for double the value when attacking non-heroes. So yeah, he just does a million damage now. He does a lot of damage to summons too, which is cool. Okay. Then Zeus nerfs. Static field damage reduced from 5 to 11 to 4 to 10. So that's actually significant. Like, they might seem small, but it's big. Static field no longer disables Blink Dagger. Hallelujah. Okay, that was the biggest issue with Zeus, other than the fact that he just like kills everybody instantly. Is that he disables Blink Dagger. So if he casts a spell and you happen to be within the 1300 radius or 1100 or whatever it is, and you try to blink, you can't blink because you get hit by a static field instantly. And the only counterplay is timing your initiation in between his spells or buying a BKB. So that was extremely annoying. So this is actually a huge nerf, and I'm really glad to see it because it was bullshit. This ability was just not fun. It wasn't skillful at all. It was just stupid. Like it only needs to do damage. It doesn't need to do like other shit like that. So I'm really happy with that. That's a good change. Okay, Thunder God's damage reduced from 225. Okay, so it's the same at level 1, slightly lower at 2 and 4. Or geez, I can't count. 2 and 3. So that's fine with me. Okay, cool. So he's still pretty good at early game stuff. And also the int changes, like he'll do like probably about the same amount of damage if he gets some int based on the changes that happened earlier. But yeah, okay. So pretty happy with this patch, I think. Like it seems like there's a lot of good stuff here. I still need to check out the terrain stuff. Maybe I'll look at it right now and make a video. Who knows? But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is just a first look at 6.87. Not really like too in depth by any means. I tried to speed through it so that I wasn't keeping you here for like 2 hours or whatever this was. Probably like 3 now. But yeah, okay. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like this sort of video, or you like coaching or analysis of Dota 2, or any games for that matter, probably Overwatch as well, please subscribe, like this video, all that stuff. If you don't like it, feel free to dislike as well. It's cool with me. You're free to express your opinions here. But yeah, all right. So I'm gonna go actually play some games, hopefully. Gotta check out the train first, but yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.